Doncic, the matchup everybody's been waiting to see tonight. The Lakers hosting the Mavs. Now, Luka traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis and some others. Now, Davis is on the shelf for a minute with an injury, but Luka, after initially having a little bit of a problem starting up, getting his feet wet, he has been thriving as of late for LA. Had 32 points against Denver Saturday night and looking to build on that as he faces his old team, the Mavericks, tonight. NBA reporter Dave McMenamin and NBA analyst Tim Legler are here with us to talk about this one. All right, so Dave, I'll start with you. What are the Lakers saying about how Luka Doncic is approaching tonight?
Yeah, Ryan, a source told me that yesterday Luka's demeanor at practice was normal Luka, smiling, competing, having fun. The source told me JJ Redick said that he thinks Luka will be fine. He said, obviously, it's going to be a bit of a weird experience with the trade happening just about 3 weeks ago and going up against his former teammates. But he really believes that Luka is in a good place. Dorian Finney-Smith, who played with Luka in both Dallas and now LA, said he knows that Luka is going to be excited and he wants Luka as his teammate to know that that entire locker room has his back. And as for Luka having any kind of ill will or hurt feelings for some of the things said about him on his way out the door from Dallas, comments about his weight and conditioning, I'm told that a source close to Luka told me that a beast has wakened inside of him, hearing some of that chatter and upping his motivation level.
A beast has awoken inside of him. So, Tim, considering that, how do you think Luka balances the emotion of tonight with playing in control within the team needs for LA?
Well, look, on any given night, Luka Doncic, I think, is the only guy in the league that runs a heat check the first time up the floor. I mean, that's just kind of the way Luka operates. So that's just normal for him. So you'll expect that. He always does that. He tests the waters a little bit, see how that jumper feels. And in this particular situation, if he hits a couple early, does that mean, hey, you know what? He might go ahead and try to do something special against them right now? Yeah. And there's no question he's hurt by the way everything went down. He's got a big statement to make against this team. I just don't know if this is the right moment to do it. I think that moment's going to come later when he goes back to Dallas against a healthy Mavericks team with Anthony Davis, with Nico Harrison in Dallas, with all of that fan base that'll probably be out there to support him as an opposing player. Now, I think that's the night where he really goes in on them and tries to send that emphatic message. He might try to do that tonight, but I just think it's so early, and he really has had one game under his belt in which he looked like himself. It might be a lot to ask, and it might get the Lakers a little bit off track of what they're trying to do, which is just continue to build. That's J.J. Redick's favorite word about this process.
Yeah, build, and they've been building, playing well recently. Dave, LA's coming off that great defensive performance against Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets. What have they said about locking in on that defensive end of the floor?
Yeah, it wasn't just the Denver game, Ryan. It's really the last 18 games. The Lakers have the #1 rated, highest efficient defense in the entire NBA. And so it's been going on for a while. That was with Anthony Davis. That was without Anthony Davis. That was with Luka. It was without Luka. And the common thread throughout was J.J. Redick saying that his team's found a way to really just play hard every night. That may sound like an obvious answer when we're talking about basketball, but it doesn't always happen with NBA teams, certainly with veteran NBA teams. But LeBron James has been leading that charge, playing on both ends of the floor. And Luka Doncic, and J.J. Redick said needs to continue with Luka Doncic because, yeah, they've done a lot of work moving up the Western Conference standings. There's still a lot of work to be done. 27 games left. And J.J. Redick said every night's going to be a battle for us in the West.
Yeah, they got some time. But the Lakers recently, Tim, 12-3 in their last 15. That's the best record in the NBA. Now, we know they've got the questions size-wise. And even though, Dave, you're saying they've been better defensively, that's been a question for them. Tim, as you look at them right now, are they in the conversation to be title contenders?
I think you have to put them in that conversation. And here's why. For me, I define it a certain way. Does that mean you believe they could potentially be in the conference finals? Because at that point, a lot of things could go your way, and you could get some good luck, and you could find yourself in the finals at that point. So for me, it's got to be you're one of the final 4 teams standing to be labeled a contender. Can you see that now with the Lakers? I think you can, particularly because we all expect Oklahoma City to get there based on their body of work. It's the next group of teams, and I don't think Memphis has done enough to convince us that it's clearly them. I don't think Houston has done that, and they're so young still. So you've got that next group of teams like Denver, the Lakers now in that conversation. I actually think Golden State is probably now in that conversation. So when you look at it that way, I think the Lakers, adding Luka Doncic and playing this kind of defense, they've made a claim that they believe maybe they're the last team standing to take on an Oklahoma City team with a trip to the finals on the line.
Wow, and when you think Luka and LeBron, you just can't count them out, especially when they've been playing like they have in the last 15 or so. Tim, Dave, thanks so much. Yeah, but what about tonight? All eyes on Luka Doncic tonight as he faces his former team, the Mavericks. How important is this game tonight for him? Stephen A. and the First Take crew weigh in.
Luka doesn't need to make a statement. They need to build on what they accomplished Saturday, because if they don't go ahead and take care of business, minus Anthony Davis, minus Lively, minus Gafford, that Saturday win doesn't mean a whole lot. Luka's going to be Luka. Luka is going to get his points because nobody has found an answer for him since he's been in the league. But I don't want him to put all that pressure on him and say, you need to make a statement. They know what they have in Luka. That's why they made the trade.
I completely disagree with you, Shannon. I think he has to make a statement tonight because of who it's against and what he is basically proclaiming they did to him. They didn't just make a trade. It was the reasons behind it, Shannon. He was out of shape. He wasn't dedicated. He marched to his own tune.
But here's what I really think. Luka doesn't really want it to be this game. He's going to pour the gasoline this game. He's going to light the match in April when they go to Dallas. And Anthony Davis is on the floor. And Nico Harrison is in the building. That's the night that Luka Doncic is going to want to go scorched earth and drop 50, 60, whatever it may be. And he's going to have intent to do it right away. I don't know that it's quite there in this game.
When somebody lets you go under those pretenses, under that condition, when you see them, there's a little something extra in your eyes. And it's a little, the chip on your shoulder is a bit more significant. And you have to play like that. When you see them, you look over at them, he ain't waiting until he gets to Dallas. I think he's going to come out there tonight and look to hurt people's feelings.
Oh, that could be good. Sports betting analyst Tyler Fulgham here with us. All right, so Tyler, give us a couple of bets you like for Mavs Lakers.
All right, before I even get to the bets, Ryan, I do want to let you know that the line is moving the Lakers' direction. People are thinking off that blowout win against the Nuggets, this team's legit. They're getting up to close a double-digit favorite. So I'm going to stay away from betting the spread, but I will look at a couple of player props, and Luka Doncic is the first one. His point prop is 31.5.
Wow.
I'm going under. I agree with Legs more than Stephen A. If he tries to go scorched earth against this team, it will be in Dallas. I think you're going to see a rather pedestrian, I'm using air quotes, game by Luka in this spot because he's in front of the Laker fans. He's not mad at them. He's going to be mad when he goes to Dallas. So in this game where a blowout is possible and he may have his fourth quarter minutes shut down, under 31.5 is the play on the Lakers side. Now, there is, however, one player who does want to go scorched earth. The player he was traded for. Max Christie's coming back to Los Angeles, so I like him over 11.5 points. He had scored 15 or more in every single game he's played with the Mavericks except for the last one. They got blown out and he only scored 2. I think he bounces back and has another 15-point effort because this is his scorched earth game, unlike Luka. And if you want to parlay those two together, plus 197 is the cost on that. That's something I'll be doing at ESPN Bet.
Ooh, I like it. All right, so not taking Luka, but 30.
And J.J. Redick said that every night's going to be a battle
number
for us in the West.
Yeah, they got some time, but the Lakers recently, Tim, 12-3 in their last 15. It's the best record in the NBA. Now, we know they've got the questions size-wise, and even though, Dave, you're saying they've been better defensively, that's been a question for them. Tim, as you look at them right now, are they in the conversation to be title contenders?
I think you have to put him in that conversation, and here's why. For me, I define it a certain way. Does that mean you believe they could potentially be in the conference finals? Because at that point, a lot of things could go your way, and you could get some good luck, and you could find yourself in the finals at that point. So for me, it's got to be you're one of the final 4 teams standing to be labeled a contender. Can you see that now with the Lakers? I think you can, particularly because we all expect Oklahoma City to get there based on their body of work.
the highly anticipated showdown is finally here. Luka Doncic and the Los Angeles Lakers host the Dallas Mavericks in what promises to be an emotional and electrifying night at Crypto.com Arena. The blockbuster trade that sent Doncic to Los Angeles in exchange for Anthony Davis and other assets sent shockwaves through the NBA just 3 weeks ago. Now, with Davis sidelined due to injury, all eyes are on Doncic as he faces his former team for the first time. After a slow start adjusting to life in LA, the Slovenian superstar has found his rhythm, dropping an impressive 32 points against the Denver Nuggets on Saturday. With momentum building, he now looks to cement his status as the new face of the Lakers by making a statement against the franchise that once built itself around him. NBA reporter Dave McMenamin and analyst Tim Legler joined the discussion ahead of this marquee matchup. According to McMenamin, sources within the Lakers organization describe Doncic as locked in but unfazed by the looming emotional weight of the night. During practice, his demeanor remained characteristically lighthearted, smiling, competing, and embracing the moment. Former Dallas and current Lakers teammate Dorian Finney-Smith emphasized that Doncic's excitement is palpable, but more importantly, the entire Lakers locker room stands firmly behind him. However, the whispers surrounding Doncic's departure from Dallas, his conditioning, commitment, and leadership haven't gone unnoticed. According to a source close to the star, the criticism has only fueled his motivation. A beast has awakened inside of him, the source said, alluding to Doncic's intensified drive to prove doubters wrong. Legler weighed in on the emotional balancing act Doncic will have to navigate tonight. The Mavericks know firsthand that Doncic is a player who tests the waters early. If his first few shots fall, he could be on the verge of something special. There's no doubt he took his exit from Dallas personally, and while tonight presents an opportunity for a statement game, Legler believes the real fireworks may come later, when Doncic returns to Dallas to face a healthy Mavericks squad in front of the fans who once revered him. That, he argues, is when Doncic will truly look to go scorched earth. For now, the Lakers remain focused on their steady ascent in the Western Conference. Their recent defensive dominance, culminating in a suffocating performance against Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, has been the driving force behind their resurgence. Over the last 18 games, LA boasts the league's top-ranked defense, a testament to the team's growing identity under head coach J.J. Redick. The common denominator, regardless of personnel changes, has been effort, something that isn't always guaranteed with veteran-laden rosters. LeBron James continues to set the tone on both ends of the floor, and Redick has stressed the importance of maintaining that standard with Doncic in the fold. With 27 games remaining, every night is a battle in the tightly contested West, and the Lakers, winners of 12 of their last 15, are building something formidable. But are they legitimate title contenders? Legler believes they have earned a seat at the table. His criteria for a true contender? A team capable of reaching the conference finals, where anything can happen. By that definition, the Lakers belong in the conversation. Oklahoma City appears destined for a deep playoff run, but beyond them, the West remains wide open. Denver, Memphis, and Houston each have question marks, and Golden State, despite its struggles, has shown flashes of being a dangerous opponent. The Lakers, with Doncic's playmaking and their newfound defensive identity, have positioned themselves as a serious threat. Could they be the last team standing to challenge Oklahoma City for a trip to the finals? It's a possibility that cannot be ignored. The immediate focus, however, is tonight's matchup. Doncic may not feel the need to make a statement, but for Stephen A. Smith, that's precisely why he must. It's not just the trade, it's the reasons behind it, Smith argued. They questioned his shape, his dedication, his leadership. When someone lets you go under those circumstances, it adds an extra edge. While some believe Doncic will wait until his Dallas homecoming to unleash his full vengeance, Smith insists that the time is now. He's not waiting. He's going to come out tonight looking to hurt some feelings. From a betting standpoint, ESPN's Tyler Fulgham sees an interesting angle. While Doncic's point prop is set at 31.5, he's taking the under, believing that the true revenge game will happen in Dallas. Instead, he's focusing on another player with something to prove, Max Christie, who was part of the trade package sent to Dallas. Christie has scored 15 or more in every game with the Mavericks except for their last blowout loss. Fulgham expects him to bounce back and make his mark against his former team. No matter which way it plays out, one thing is certain: Luka Doncic facing the Mavericks is must-watch basketball. Whether he unleashes his fury tonight or saves it for a future date, the league has been put on notice. The Lakers, with Doncic at the helm, are on the rise. And for the Mavericks, the question lingers: did they make the right move?